So we'll just take a little break. unmute twice. It must be a real loudmouth. Okay. Now we're going to talk now about supplies. That's also listed on the same page where we were, which is in the syllabus page. And then we're going to go to the first module. And this will then give you something to do until Wednesday. So I want to talk about supplies a little bit though.
I just had a quick question.
Yes, good.
About the books
Yeah.
that you told us about. Do I need to have them like in person, or is it like, can I get them online? Or
Yeah.
I can
And
get them
you can rent them. You can do all kinds of things.
okay.
You don't have to actually be touching them. So, you know, in days gone by, when I was a student, I did all my reading at the library. I couldn't afford to buy the books, so I just, you know, did everything there. But anyway, yeah, you don't need to have them in person. You may, in order to do a redrawing, you'll have to decide how you can look at something and draw it, but you can certainly do that online.
Okay.
So I've done that plenty of times, so no worries.
Okay.
Any other questions so far? No questions.
Are the books available digitally? Like, is there a digital version of the book? Like,
you know what? I guess that's a bookstore thing, right? I don't know. We can look them up. I haven't. I'm sorry that I guess I'm a little remiss. What I do is I put in my request, you know, the bookstore says, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't care how they do it. Here's the title. And I thought, let me just go online and just check this out for a second. That's a good question. Let's see. Did you guys go to, I'm going to try this schedule of classes 2021. And then if you click on the CRN, it gives you the book and it takes you to the bookstore. So let me just see if it tells me how I can get the book. Otherwise, you can search online for anything used. So let's see. It says, when I clicked on the CRN, it gives me textbook and course materials. It takes me to Express textbooks, displaying textbook, and I have an option for new used rental. Let me see if that's a digital. To me, a rental is a digital, I thought. So let's see. That looks like a rental. Looks like you could take it away for the semester and bring it back because it says must be returned by May 8th. Let me just go online and look for digital.
Because I currently did actually move from last year. I moved from Santa Barbara to Santa Paula. So
yeah. Well, some people are. You can also, I'm sure, get them off of the internet. I'm just going to go to digital just a second and see if I can. If I put in the ISBN number, that's the cleanest way to get the information. So let me just try that for a sec. Yeah, I understand. I don't live in Santa Barbara either, so.
I could still go down there and get them if
yeah.
I can. But,
do you get and then of course if you get funding to buy books, then I'm not sure what they're doing as far as, do they mail them?
Yeah, they ship them.
Do they ship them? Oh, you would
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pay $8 for regular whenever it gets their shipping, or $20 for expedited.
Okay, let me just see.
I can get it mailed to me too. Yeah, that works too. I can,
I'm just seeing if there's a digital price. I mean, if there's a digital available. I may have clicked on something bizarre. I don't think that's the right one. Okay, you know what? I'll write a note to check that out for you, Diego.
Okay. All
And
right. Thank you.
and also you can, I mean, feel free to go online and I can post the ISBN number if you want, but otherwise, yeah, it's not looking good for digital.
Okay. I'll see if I
It's-
could get it mailed to me. So
Yeah. Oh, I just put in the ISBN number and I have it from, this textbook.
what's the deadline to have the textbook by?
Oh.
Because depending how long it
So
takes.
you guys, you know what?
yeah,
Next Monday's a holiday.
Okay.
Right? We don't have school a week from today. So you easily have 10 days. So don't
Okay.
panic about it. You're never going to get dinged for not having your book until it gets, till it's reasonable. So
Okay.
it looks like you can do anything from $28 to says super book deals, $50. This one's 60. Oh no, ships from Italy. Yeah, we don't need that one. Storelink, we don't need that one. But anyway,
There's some sites like there's Chegg, which does a lot of rentals, and then there's
Yeah.
also Slug Books, which compares everything. So it's like it has Amazon, it has Chegg. So it's
Right.
on there for $1, I think is the cheapest one.
yeah, so just and actually, you know what I'll do, this will be something kind of cool, is I can actually start a discussion group and just say, list where you find the books. If you want that kind of resource, you want me to do that? And that
Yeah.
way it's a participation thing and you can get points for it. But if you post something and someone else posts for you in a response to you, and I'll list all the books. And plus there's some additional, I'm just making a note, sorry. There are some additional resource books that I'm going to put on the Canvas site too, so that you have them. But I feel like, let's collectively, let's find out where we can get them. So who said that? Was that about the 20? Thanks, Sam. I thought it might have been you. Perfect. Okay. So let's just briefly, because man, I've been talking a long time. Let's get over that. So drawing, you need a few pencils and some kind of sketchbook. Right now I'm using a green Crayola. There you go. That's what all my notes are in right now because that's what I have. And here's my other option. But this idea of you have to have a certain kind of pencil. I worked with an amazing costume designer named Dorothy Jenkins. In fact, I have her image right here. She had 4 Academy Awards. They basically held up the door in her bathroom. And I saw her do things with ink pen that were incredible. So it's not like it's a special kind of thing that you need. A number 2 pencil is a little bit hard, but any pencil, just try them out and see what you have around the house. A sketchbook can be anything from, this is just a sketch pad. This is gigantic. But I will also post a site to look at things like that and make a couple recommendations. Sometimes people like to work on a little bit harder thing called a Bristol board. And this gives you a little more, it's a little stiffer surface. So the reason why I go to a size like this is 14 by 11, which means that I could, but 14 by 17, which means I could cut it in half and I could get 2 renderings on here. So you don't want to work too small because you can't really see the details. And also people want to work small when they're afraid. So I want you to work kind of bigger. If you don't have a place to draw, we'll talk about finding a work spot. That would be good. You can always get one of these. The first 7 years that I was working, I was lived on a boat. So I had one of these to do drawings on. And then sometimes you can do, have some kind of bug crawling around, scary. And then when we start painting, you'll have to have it flat, because if we work with water or anything like that, you won't want it to go down your drawing. And also about painting, you can do something as simple as getting I'm trying to show you something, but I'm not seeing it. So hold on a sec. So I have a couple things like this that just have acrylic paints in them. That's a whole wide variety of stuff, like this. And you can make those work like watercolors. Okay. But I was going to show you. Okay, I'm going to have to show you next time. I'll run down the hall. But you can get a little watercolor stack, which is a dry watercolor, and then just get a couple of good brushes. This is my brush thing right here. I'm going to look for the blue one. So, you can get.
Which paints do you recommend?
Like
Acrylic?
this. You know what? You need a few brushes, like a flat one and a round one. I will show you. I don't know why it's not right here, because if you guys actually saw my office, you'd be terrified. I thought I had them right here, but I clearly don't. So I worked with this for a long time. That's a tiny little paint set. And what I did was, I put my swatches of colors up there so I knew exactly what color I was going to get this is called a cake watercolor. It's water activated. We'll talk all about how to do that and how to do a wash. This is called, and it came with this teeny tiny brush because I could take it with me. So here's the brush. Right. Teeny tiny. But this was a great brush, and it's a natural bristle, and it fit inside of this little paint can. This is called, I don't know. I can't remember there's no sign on it. I've had it for decades, and it's got 12 colors. This one is called Van Gogh Super Fine. And this is the brush, and here's the paints. I'll show them to you. Just a sec. So it's similar. Now, one great thing is it has this little sponge so you can have water there. And here's, just a small modicum of color. You really need red, blue, and yellow, black, and white. We're going to make a color wheel from that. So you must have that. And again, this came with a little brush, but I'll show you another. I'll show you another stack that's very reasonable. So see, I carry things around in a baggie. Here's some watercolor paper that's just, like that. Oh, I was making I was making a series of sketches because I can see I wrote somebody's name on that. So, you know, whatever you want. I will show you I'm going to direct you to a thing called the art store because it's pretty cheap and they ship and it's no big deal. You can use markers. You can use illustration board, acrylic paint. I gave you a lot of choices there. These are
Quick question. Would we be able to would you prefer it all to be like a physical art form, or would digital be acceptable?
digital will be acceptable for some.
Okay.
The first project we're going to do hand drawing and we're going to do hand painting. And then after that, you can do digital collection. But for those people who are more digitally acute and savvy, it gives you a huge advantage of not having to draw the body and put it on the page and all that kind of stuff, because, and that's totally fine. And I'll show you some great renderings. You know, a lot of photorealistic rendering stuff's happening right now. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. And just know that where you are only evaluated by from where you start to where you end. There will be people of all way better artists than me in this class, and people who've never thought about picking up a pen, pencil or brush or anything. It's like the furthest thing from your mind. So you're not graded on looking at what, I'm not going to look at what someone else is doing. I'm looking at where you start and where you end. Okay. So yeah, if you're, it's probably a comfort level for many people to do digital, but we're going to do hand first, and then then we'll be able to branch out. The first thing is going to be a composite sketch anyhow. So this is a bunch of tubes of paint. So that doesn't come with a little cake, but it's still a tube of paint that has to get water put into it. And then these are some this is called Dr. Martin watercolors. They're very saturated. They're really super fun. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but they come like this. And you buy one color and they're super saturated. So, you know, it's kind of like when in doubt, I just start putting more stuff on. And I'll even show you that I remember the first time when I saw that somebody had done glitter. So like anything goes, right? Totally can be fine. Okay. And then the other thing is fabric swatches. I showed you that one character. And I didn't describe him very well, but I put him back together and I looked at him and I thought, oh, maybe I should just tell you what it is. And you're going to be at a huge disadvantage because here we have boxes for you guys and they're categorized for you to swatch from. So think about how you can swatch. So this dude right here that fell apart, you know, here's his jacket, here's his vest, there's a shirt, there's his cravat, his pants, his plaid pants, and his tights. So everything was on there in the same format as the way he was dressed. And that just goes a lot to give your director a visualization. You can get swatches off the internet, by the way. You can, I'll actually give you a couple resources if you wanted to buy swatches, but you can also just pull swatches off. And then there's like, this book has incredible swatches so that you could do prints and, you know, you can find stuff like this. And not that you would want to use this book, but that you will be able to find print and images of fabric online. And I'll send you to some fabric store sites where you can actually see them. Okay. Alrighty, we're going to do one more thing. I just want to make myself a note about art store.
So about the paint colors, you said which ones are the most important ones we need? Like
I will post a page
Okay.
You don't need to think about it right now, but yeah, you have to have the 3 primary colors. You have to have the 3 primary colors because those are colors from which no other color is made. And those are just like kids, red, yellow, blue. Got to have
Right.
that. And then white and black. So you can make everything from those 3 colors. But I'm gonna go to, so that was all on your syllabus page. And we're gonna go now to my favorite modules. So let's do a quick screen share and we're gonna get out of here. Okay. Because this is your assignment. So here's your modules. When you go on to our site, here's 134. Can everyone see, first of all? You're
Yeah.
okay with looking at this?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is the navigation bar down the left-hand side. And you click on modules here. And this is the first thing that's going to come up. So between now and Wednesday, I'd like you to look at the course overview. And I'll just show it to you now. It tells why costume design. There's some great images. This is what we did in The Artist, a lot of that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Pam is blah, blah, blahing. Course objectives, expectation. Here's the weekly outline. This is I would like you to read through it so you can kind of get a feel for it. We're going to introduce, here's what I should have done today, introduce you to Canvas, which you've seen some of, and what is costume design. And so here's how it's laid out by week in terms of topic. When there's a holiday, it's noted. We have another holiday in February, and then we have a 1 week spring break, which I'll write in there. And then these redrawings, which are going to be consistent. You will be doing redrawings every week. So you can take a look at that. There's the grading. And you can, in a module, you can either go back to the navigation bar to click on it, or at the bottom of this screen, sorry, close your eyes if this is going to make you seasick, you can click next. Okay. So the next thing in the module is, this is the student mandatory health screening. If you ever need to come to campus, you would have to fill this out. Not a bad idea to just look at it so that you know what to look for if you are possibly having Canvas. So here, COVID. So here's the first 2 things. Here's your Canvas student guide. There's a couple of places where that is. So if you've not worked on Canvas, here's how you have it. And everybody's online, so really good job on that. But if you need support, there are Chromebooks available at City College and hotspots for internet use. What browsers does Canvas support, and how can I use Canvas on my mobile device? I've had some very successful usage on mobile device. You can even go to breakout rooms. You can screen share, you can chat, you can do everything. So if don't tell anybody, but I have had Zoom calls in my car. So when because I have a bunch of meetings. So here's some tutorials. Please go through these about discussions, because now I'm going to post that one discussion about where to buy the books. We're going to have how you can submit things, how to upload your assignment file. Please go through these. It's really helpful to have this video support, how to take quizzes, and what the grades information is like, okay? These are really short, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So this is like 12 minutes of video watching. So do that. And this because you don't need to worry about getting all that other stuff. You need to worry about, first, let's talk about how we can make the class work, okay? So course resources, I think we already looked at that page. Remember, it was attached to the home page. That's where all those cool websites are. And then here's your first assignment. You're going to click on it. After you do all that, you're going to create a document that tells me your preferred name. You can actually change that at City College. The best way for me to reach you and what device you're going to use to access this class. Let me know if you have access to fabric swatches, because I might be able to make an arrangement. If you live in town, we actually have an outdoor patio, And we've used that as a place to hand off things. And also, I would not be opposed to creating some bags of stuff and getting them to you somehow. And then upload that document in Canvas. I'm giving you 5 points to do it. This is called an assignment up here. And here's your guidelines. Here's your student guides. And then it's available from early today till Saturday, but it's actually due on Friday at 11:59 p.m. So upload that this week, okay? And then Monday, we have a holiday. All righty. That was pretty fast, but all that stuff came from the left-hand side modules. And you only have one module to look at, not giving you anything else. I just want you to do this one first. All right, questions? Everybody want to get out of Dodge? You know that, do you know that saying?
Yeah.
That means just, yeah, take off. So if there's no questions, you can just sign off and start looking at some of those things on your own time. And I'm going to be here, it's 11. So we will actually usually go to 11:55, and we'll have, when we are doing a lab, you'll know in advance so you get your materials prepared, or we'll stop and take a break so you can get your materials prepared. I haven't talked about a workspace, but it might be it would be helpful if you could figure out a workspace so that you, when you are going to draw, you think, oh yeah, this is where I'm going to draw. Because if you end up laying on your bed and trying to draw, or the next time you're sitting in a chair, or the next time it's hard to be consistent with the product if you're not consistent with where you are. And I have found in my own personal life with the lack of scheduling and stuff, that if I make myself sit in a certain place and then, you know, power through my computer stuff there and then do my other things, it's really helpful to locate. It just gives your body physical memory. When I am in this place, I'm going to work. So that's kind of helpful. So start looking for an identifiable workspace for you for this class. It doesn't have to be for any other class, but for this class, you're going to be, you know, you're going to be looking at some research, you're going to be drawing, you're going to be drawing from research, you're going to be reading plays, and we'll be talking about historical costume. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, feel free to sign off. And then I'll try and get these discussions groups going.
Bye, see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Thanks for joining, everybody. Great to
Bye.
see you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm gonna get my, I've lost my water bottle. Hey, Sue.